Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is working. Wow. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Bob Trihy. We are tracking another winter storm as we go into this evening. We've been talking about this system all week long, and a winter storm warning goes into effect at 7 p.m. this evening, and it lasts all the way through Monday, 1 p.m. So this is a long, enduring event for the area. Let's start with the projected snowfall. Now, I'm thinking, and in fact, the whole weather team is thinking this snow is going to break out after midnight into the wee hours of Sunday morning, and then during around sunrise time period or shortly thereafter, the snow will change to sleet and then eventually rain. So that is lowering snowfall total. So right now we're thinking about 2 to 5 inches in this blue shaded area near Millsboro, maybe up to Georgetown, and then south and west into Salisbury, Snow Hill, Ocean Pines, Ocean City. I think along the coast you're going to see even lower amounts, maybe upwards of 2 inches, with the higher amounts farther inland. And then we go even farther to the west. You see this purple shaded area. That's 3 to 6 inches of snow and some ice as well. Cambridge, Easton, back through areas around Milford and Dover, you're going to see about 3 to 6 inches of snow, but then we're going to see some ice as well in the form of freezing rain, and it's called accretion when the ice builds up. We certainly could be seeing that as we through time, as we go through tomorrow morning into the afternoon hours to the west and north of Sussex County. Now, here is what we know. So today is cold. We're seeing increasing clouds, temperatures barely up to 20 degrees. And then overnight, that's when the snow will break out from south to north. We're thinking around maybe 1 to 3 a.m. is when it will start. And we do have a winter storm warning that goes into effect here in a few hours, 7 p.m. and it lasts all the way to 1 p.m. on Monday. Now, the precipitation will be ending early Monday morning, maybe before sunrise. But because we're dealing with maybe black ice and very slick conditions, that's why that winter storm warning was extended. And then Sunday, morning heavy snow for everyone. We could be looking at moderate to heavy snow on the rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour. And then on the midshore, we're looking at sleet changing to freezing rain, while here in Sussex County, it's sleet changing to just plain rain, and they could get upwards of a 1/4 inch of ice. Eastern shore, once again, Cambridge back through Easton, farther north and northeast, maybe far northwest Sussex County, back into Kent County as well. But the coast will change to rain. I think later in the afternoon through the evening hours, even into the overnight, we're looking at plain rain. So I think that's going to wash away a lot of the snow and the sleet, because we're looking at air temperatures, I think, upper 30s to around 40 degrees at that time. Then we move into Monday, I think a few snow showers before sunrise, and then it's very cold and blustery with single-digit wind chills at this time. Let us review the winter storm warnings. They're for everybody, and once again, they begin at 7 p.m. and continue until 1 p.m. on Monday. So that includes all of Sussex County. So if you live in the Seaford area, back through Georgetown, Lewis, Highway 9, Highway 113, Route 1, all under that winter storm warning, back through Seaford and Delmar. And this includes Salisbury, Pittsville, and Ocean Pines as well. And then we move farther to the south into Somerset, Wycomico, and Worcester counties. You're also under the gun for snow, sleet, and rain as we go into tomorrow, but accumulating snow. And by the way, accumulating sleet as well. We could see maybe a ½ inch to maybe an inch of sleet. It's going to get noisy around here, I think, later in the morning into the afternoon. A lot of pinging going on. And then that winter storm warning for the eastern shore, Caroline, Kent, Queen Anne's, and Talbot counties. And once again, this winter storm warning has been extended until 1 p.m. And then, well, this is curious. We did have a freezing spray advisory earlier on, and then it started last night, but now it looks like it temporarily disappeared. So perhaps they're updating that, but we're not really worried about that. We're worried about more so what's going on land. So let's walk you through Futurecast. I'm going to pick this up around 3 a.m. And you can see it's very cold. We've got temperatures in the low to mid 20s. So as that snow is falling, it's going to be a very powdery, a very dry snow, and it will accumulate very quickly. And then as we move into the 6 o'clock hour, this is when we are looking at just steady snow. Some of that will be moderate to heavy at times. And look at these temperatures. Seaford 22, Salisbury 23. But at the coast, we're already rising above freezing at Ocean City and Fenwick Island. That wind is turning to the east, and that water temperature is around 40 degrees. So we're bringing that air right off the water, and that's going to begin to warm the temperatures as we go through time. Now, here's 8:30, and this peach color is the sleet. So we're still going to be seeing the snow, Seaford, Georgetown, Long Neck, back through Rehoboth and Ellendale. But then you see this area of this peach color. This is sleet from Millsboro to Del Mar, Selbyville, Salisbury, Ocean City, and Fenwick Island. And note how the temperatures are beginning to move above freezing, even by 8:30 in the morning. And then the sleet overspreads the entire area through late morning. And then by 11:30, we're starting to see rain taking over, and moderate to maybe heavy rain as we go into the afternoon hours. Here's 11:30. It's just a cold, raw rain, but I think we'd rather see rain than sleet and snow. But we're into the mid-30s, even 40 in Fenwick Island, and then into the afternoon, 4 p.m., upper 30s to around 40 degrees, raw with rain. Some of that will be heavy at times, and then maybe that rain breaking up a little bit into the evening, but we're still above freezing, so no icing issues. Then mid to upper 30s, lower 40s at the coast. Then the rain builds back in 10 p.m., but it's still liquid form. As we go into the 10 o'clock hour, we're looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. Then I think around 2, 3 a.m., we start to see this move out and temperatures near the freezing mark. And then we go into Monday, and then we're looking at temperatures falling into the 20s, and we're going to have slush and puddles hanging around. So with temperatures below freezing, that is a concern for black ice, certainly very slick conditions. Here's a different perspective. Eastern Shore, back through Maryland and Sussex County, you can see the snow overtaking the area, becoming moderate to heavy Sunday morning. And then we see that area of sleet lifting to the north. Note how temperatures are lagging behind a little bit for the Eastern Shore. Not only sleet, but I think you're looking at some freezing rain as well. And then by 2:30, Cambridge, you could be into the plain rain, eastern plain rain. So it's going to be very close there as we're looking at ice farther to the west and north. But then it's just a cold plain rain across Sussex County, temperatures in the 30s and 40s. And through 7:30, you start to see the freezing line going to the north, taking the frozen precipitation with it. And then around 10:30, we're seeing the rain. And then it's pretty much out of here, I think, by 2, 3 a.m. We clear out Monday, but then once again, very, very cold. As we're looking at the European model with the snow changing to sleet and then changing to rain. Anytime you get an area of low pressure hugging the coast like this, it's always going to bring rain to us. You can see how that moisture in that warmer ocean air is just coming in and turning that frozen precipitation to rain, and then it just clears out and it's very cold heading into Monday. As far as ice, maybe 4/10 of an inch of ice into the Cambridge area, Denton and Dover, about 1/3 of an inch of ice. And once again, we're going to be seeing all kinds of precipitation types. All that Mother Nature has to give us with the rain falling through the cold air and then the warmer air. That'll be later in the day. Freezing rain for the eastern shore. It starts to snow and then it comes through that cold layer, and then the warm air, it melts into rain, but then the surface is below freezing, so it freezes on contact. And then we're going to be looking at the sleet. That is the snow that changes to rain, and then in the cold air, it just turns into little ice pellets and it gets noisy. That's what we'll be seeing. And then just plain snow. I don't think any of us are going to see this whole event as snow, just a part of it, but the whole column is cold air, and that's what we're looking at as far as that goes. But look at these temperatures right now. 19 in Georgetown. We barely got to 20 today, and they are well below zero into the Minneapolis area. So needless to say, if you don't have to travel, I wouldn't travel. Hunker down the next several days. Really don't travel until Tuesday unless you have to. And if you are out and about, the worst of the snow will be tomorrow morning, and then conditions improve in Sussex County as we see that snow changing to rain. Make sure you follow us on socials, on coasttv.com, on the air as well. Paul will give you the very latest on the storm coming up on Coast TV News at 6 and 11, and we're with you here throughout the event, myself, Paul, and also Chris as well. So we hope you stay safe in the storm. I'm meteorologist Bob Trihy. Have a great evening.